Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me today for your daily tarot. I appreciate you all joining me, and I thank you so much for watching and for bringing your intuition and magic to this. So I always ask you to choose the stone that calls to you, the one that appeals to your intuition today. And it can be more than one. And the magic also comes when we listen to the interpretations and you have openness to hearing what Spirit has to say to you. All right. For those of you who chose the lime green jade here, we have the King of Rods, we have the Five of Rods, and we have the Knight of Cups. So, no major arcana, but some interesting figures here, right? There may be some conflict going on around you, some debate, some disagreement, nothing terrible, but that can be, right, it may be that somebody is actually trying to be persuasive or, well, perhaps even manipulative. Human beings, a lot of time get so set on feeling like some other human being needs to solve their problems or bring them what they need, that they sometimes are a bit, too persuasive. The Knight of Cups, he can be welcome news. He can be a suitor. He can be somebody who makes you feel good about yourself or says what you want to hear. But he can also be not entirely mature, like the King is. So he can be not entirely mature and wanting to put a really good face on it for a purpose. So there may be some of that happening around you, perhaps, or there's someone you're aware of who wants something or something like that. However, this King of Wands energy that you have is very purposeful. It's very, I'm sticking to my priority and I'm focused, and the king and the queens in these readings are mature. This isn't their first time at the rodeo. You know what I mean? They can understand different people less mature than they, and they can say, okay, well, that's fine. You know what I mean? I understand where you're at, but I have my purposes and my priorities, and I've got a job to do, or I know what's most important in my life, and that's what I'm maintaining my focus on. And the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, they can have fun even with it. They can be kind of fiery. They can be kind of really enjoying the physicality of life. They of all the kings and queens, I feel like, understand that spirituality and physicality don't have to be two different things. That really we all chose to be part of these physical bodies coming into this life, so we can enjoy that physicality as well, and we can enjoy the sensual pleasures of this world. So they're just sort of, they can be mature and purposeful, but not serious as a heart attack. You know what I mean? They can also have some fun and some passion and some enthusiasm. So I feel like that mature energy is with you today, and that serves you quite well. Now, the Knight of Cups, see, now there's a good thing there too. This can be somebody who's trying to make a good impression on you, who is bringing you a good message. So, like the King and the Queen of Wands could take the good in that, you know what I mean? And still bring their own mature, more fully developed understanding of the situation. So whatever is happening here, and this can also be internal conflict, by the way. It can just be you have competing values and priorities inside, and so which do I go? Which way do I go? Well, don't worry about that. I think with this maturity, you're going to have no problem. You're going to choose the right path, and you can enjoy the life of today. Sometimes when other people are in our lives, all with their own agendas and opinions and priorities, it can get kind of messy, but yet it can be really life-giving too. We're social animals, right? As much as other people and their issues and the challenge of negotiating come to play, we're better off to have them in our lives than not have them in our lives. We are social animals, and we do better, frankly, even if there's some dysfunctional interactions happening, we still do better with that human contact. All right, for those of you who chose the Labradorite, this sort of multicolored metallic golden green one, we have the Moon and the Lover's card and the 10 of coins. Okay, good cards, good cards. The Moon is about your intuition, the Lover's card. So there may be something going on with your love life, whether you're in a relationship or entertaining the thought of a relationship. There may be some new and positive energy coming into that, some loving energy, which is really nice. This can also be a spiritual card. You know, we have the love of spirit, we have the love of source, we have the love of, if we've had a partner on the other side in a past life, we have that love, you know, so, or in this life, if we have a partner on the other side, that can, see, this is a heavenly image, right? We have the angel, we have the sun, we have the Garden of Eden. This is a heavenly kind of image. So we've got that kind of power coming in, that kind of love. And then there's maybe a lot of love for you right now. And then we have the Moon, which is your intuition. It comes in when you need it, though, when the path is not necessarily all that clear. I feel like your path is clear on a heavenly basis, because look at the sun. So when you center yourself spiritually, you sort of know which direction you're going in. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have all the details of it, because with the intuition card, you don't have all the details. You have hunches, you have ideas, but you do have a sense, a general sense of where this is going. When you've heard me interpret cards, you've probably noticed that sometimes I will pay attention to the tone of the card. I will say, oh, I don't know exactly what this is about, but I have a good feeling from this. Or I'll say the opposite. I don't know exactly what this is about, but I have a sense of caution that Spirit's trying to give me about this. So sometimes we just know in our gut that where things are going, and we may know that things are really all right. You know, we are loved, we are supported, things really are going to be all right. And I feel like that's what this spread is saying with this 10 of coins too. And again, I find myself mentioning those on the other side. With the 10 of coins and the 10 of cups, that sometimes a loved one on the other side is saying to us, we're here for you, you're supported. This is the generations card, it's the legacy card. I feel like there's a sense of consult your intuition, it's good. You don't have to have all the answers. You just take the next step on this winding path and you'll get there. There's a lot of love for you. There may be love coming into your relationships right now, or a relationship as well. There's something good coming in, and there's stability. There's been support from the other side already. So this is, Pentacles are stability, they're wealth sometimes. There's sometimes stability of money, but also stability in general. Wonderful cards. I love them. If your intuition is saying good and loving things to you, I think there's a reassurance in this reading that that's true, and you should receive that. For those of you who chose this yellow jade, we have the Sun, the Hanged Man, and the 8 of Swords. So you have two major arcana here, and they are terrific. The 8 of Swords is simply saying you feel a little trapped by something. You are not in fact trapped, because this person can walk forward. You know, she can wiggle a little and the ties come off and take off the blindfold, walk right out of there. She's not in fact trapped. But swords are thoughts, their plans, their ideas, sometimes their speech. So it may be that she has some beliefs or ideas that have her feeling trapped. This one comes up, I feel like, when Spirit is encouraging us to look at that, because sometimes we can have things going on at the back of our minds that we're not really aware of in our subconscious, and it creates trouble for us in our day. And sometimes Spirit wants to say, hey, have a look at that. have a look at what do you feel trapped about something today? And is that a fact? Or is it actually just that you've made a decision not to move forward until you have some plans taken care of here? Till you can move some of these swords, take some of these steps, do some of these plans? Are you in fact trapped, or are your beliefs about something getting in the way? You know, and it's really kind of a fun exercise to say to yourself, if I could do anything I wanted right now, if I could have anything I wanted right now, what would I have? What would I do? If there were no limitations on me, what would I do? Sometimes that brings up the desires of our heart and can bring up a lot of clarity and can expose some ideas that we've had that have been barriers that maybe are not as set in stone as we thought. So it's an interesting kind of exercise, and the bright light of the sun suggests Spirit's really wanting you to have joy today, really going to help you to see things clearly today. And there's just, the sun is shining upon you. I feel like some of you woke up with self-criticism, with a sense that you're not doing this right, or you're not doing that right, or you're not going to let yourself, have this or experience that until there's a self-critical kind of feeling about it. I feel like some of you woke up with that, and the sun is saying, no, we love you. We shine upon you. The sun is shining upon you. You are a favored child. You know, it's that kind of love and joy that they want you to have today. And the Hanged Man is about delay. There may be a delay in something, and that's got you feeling trapped. Okay. But the Hanged Man, this same sun that's over here, can enlighten his thoughts so that he's no longer feeling trapped, but feeling like, okay, maybe I am exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Maybe this is a time when something needed to shift to allow me to come forward to where I need to be, to the best place, the best future possible. So the Hanged Man has acceptance of the delay and enlightenment about it. Doesn't have to be, I feel like this Sun card, it's not like this person has all the answers. This little kid, he doesn't care what the answers are. He's just like, I'm just going to trust and enjoy today. So it's not about having all the answers. It's about, trusting and receiving that joy, I think. So I wish that for you today. And we can always ask if we're having trouble with something and we don't know how to do it. What's amazing is we are connected to Source, and we can ask for things to happen. We can ask for help with things and go about our day, and it's amazing to look back and it happens. For those of you who chose the Tiger's Eye, we have the Queen of Coins, we have the 9 of Coins, and the 10 of Wands. All right, there's some competing energies here. This is minor arcana, so probably not a big deal, but aspects of your day. So there's some competing energies. The energy of, I'd love to enjoy what I've earned. I'd love to enjoy some of the essential pleasures, the comforts in life. And then there's the 10 of Wands, which is, but I have all this work. I have all these things on my mind, all these jobs, all these priorities that I'm carrying around in my mind, carrying my mental to-do list, that kind of thing. Then there's the Queen of Coins, which is suggesting that you've created enough stability in your life that you don't necessarily need to have carrying all of these priorities and goals and to-dos so heavily. So there could be an inner longing for this kind of feeling, and there could be some internal conflict, sort of like sometimes people work so hard for so long to develop security, and especially if they're security-loving people and they're cautious and they try to create stability in case something negative were to happen. Sometimes it's hard for them to realize they've arrived. Sometimes it's hard for them to say, But I've done that, and now it's okay to switch gears sometimes into enjoying life. That's not going to compromise my security because I've already built it. So there may be an internal conflict today between relaxing and enjoying. And it doesn't have to be anything particularly luxurious. The point is, this woman is taking the time. She's enjoying the outdoors. She's enjoying what she's built. Could be luxurious, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, time is luxury, right? Time to just, not think about anything else and maybe be out in nature and just enjoy is luxury. But the Ten of Wands is not letting that in. The Ten of Wands is always a waste because that guy would be more effective and see things more clearly if he just took one at a time or a few at a time. He can't see where he's going right now. He feels very overburdened because he's trying to get too much done all at once. So sometimes the answer for the Ten of Wands is to plan out. I'm going to do one thing at a time. This might be a suggestion that you have a balanced day. That maybe you do some things that are life-giving and energizing, not all 10, but you pick some things and one at a time, and you focus on them, and you also take time, and maybe the bulk of your day, who knows, but you take time to learn how to enjoy what you built too, because that's a skill that has to be developed, I think. I don't think it automatically happens if you've spent a lot of time doing this. So you're certainly safe to do so. And these are very good cards. Well, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.